Cheds? Happy Saturday. I hope everybody's doing well. Thank you for hanging out and spending a little bit of time here with me. It's no big deal. We're just hanging out here on YouTube. This part of the quick market update series. I am, of course, Big Cheds from Twitter. Most of you know me from there. I have published 3 books. 4th book is on the way, Trading Journal. Cheds Trading on YouTube. If you like these updates, I do twice a week full market analysis on Bitcoin Live. I've been doing that for 7 years with the best team in the world that studies crypto. But this stuff's all free here on YouTube. Take advantage, watch, the Masterclass tutorial playlist, watch all the stuff I have for you. If you like, what you see, if you like the content, just hit subscribe, leave a comment, let me know what you're thinking. And how you're doing, and I'll keep this going. I'm going to do these updates here on YouTube 3 days a week. It's going to be Friday, Saturday, and Tuesday. The rest of the week, you'll have to catch me on Twitter and Bitcoin Live. So happy Saturday. Hope everybody's doing well. Say hi in the chat. Let me know where you're from, what you're thinking, what you're feeling, and hopefully we can get some good questions to create some good trading content as well. So we got Bitcoin up here on the daily chart. We could take a peek at the weekly. Since it's closing tomorrow. Now, this is the thing where, it's okay to look now. You generally do not want to be looking at a weekly candle, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. There's a real temptation to overanalyze or to come to a conclusion you shouldn't based on, a candle that hasn't closed, right? And people often do that a lot with oscillators. OBV, RSI, whatever, these things calculate on a candle close. So you want to be really careful, putting too much information into a candle before it's closed. Here with just 1 day left, it's fine. We're looking at just another spinning top sideways candle, just like yesterday. We can see we had an attempted bounce, drop back into the range. It's reflecting consolidation, and we've kind of been on watch for consolidation since that hanging man, November 24th. Hanging man is actually a bullish continuation candle 58% of the time. We actually did push higher from that, drop back to the lows, and we've been just grinding in this range. So the weekly candle, if it closes like this, doesn't really give us anything, tell us anything. We're still price above, a rising weekly EMA 8 exponential moving average. That's incredibly bullish. That's primary uptrend support. You can see price pretty clearly holding support here, on the weekly chart. So there's the weekly look. It doesn't really tell us anything. There's not too much updated information. Daily is kind of the same deal. We're still looking at the same channel. We're still laser focused on support. I picked some tweets to go through, and we'll see where that takes us. And then I'll jump in the chat room and see what everybody has to say. I see Peter telling people to read my books. Thanks, man. I know you say that every time, and I appreciate that, Peter. I'm super proud of it. So what do we have? You can make a living as a trader by betting that the trend will continue. When folks try to play reversals or call tops is when they get taken out of the game. So this is a big philosophical thing I want to talk about, right? If you want to go long, and I talk about this a lot, it's simple classical charting. If you want to go long, wait for a strong uptrend. This should be one word, not two. Uptrend to dip. And if you want to go short, wait for a strong downtrend to rip, right? So what does that mean and why? Well, trends tend to continue. That's a big time rule in classical charting. Most reversal patterns fail. Most of the time the trend will continue. And if there's ever a situation where you're not sure, you just want to orient your analysis with the blue line, which is the trend in classical charting with the MA200. This is an uptrend, right? Weekly chart, it's an uptrend, right? Orient your analysis, you're trading with the trend. And what you want to do is, we're not smarter than the market, right? We don't know more than the market. So what we want to do, we don't care about the quote unquote fundamentals and what price something should be or supposed to be. That's all garbage. The market's going to sort that out. The market is reflecting supply and demand trends. When you're in an uptrend, okay, you have more demand than supply. The price is rising. What you want to do is wait for it to dip back to a well-defined level, so then you're taking advantage of a movement against the trend. These are mean reversions, right? For example, like Ethereum BTC that everyone's calling bottom in, and I'm like, yeah, not so fast. And this is where I basically said I don't think the bottom's in, and look at quick drop from there. I will get to that, but This is a very controlled downtrend. You see the slope of this MA200? This is a very controlled downtrend. All these movements, mean reversions against the trend. These are all movements, and especially here, mean reversions into the MA20, middle Bollinger, movements against the trend, even here. These are movements against the trend, and they continue down. So if this was, we flip it upside down, Alt-I and TradingView, this is a strong uptrend. You're buying dips. Ooh, boom, back to support. I want to buy it. Big dip back to support. I want to buy it. Drop back, throwback. You're taking advantage of movements against the trend because trends tend to continue. So the whole idea is if you want to go long, don't play a chart like this. This is a great chart to short if it bounces, right? And that's the whole point is you want to take advantage of movements against the trend, right? If you spend your whole time trying to be the one who thinks they can outsmart the market, they're smart in the market, you're going to get smoked. You're going to lose all your funds, right? You're going to just get frustrated when it's not working, right? Stop. You don't want to. I've done this so much. Everything I talk about is from my history, okay? All these mistakes, I know I make it sound like I'm a perfect trader. I'm not. I still mess up all the time. But I've learned a lot. And all this stuff, especially from my beginning years as a trader, a lot of it was trying to call bottoms. Every little bounce in a downtrend had to be the bottom. So I would just buy there. And then it would eventually continue back down with the trend. I'd lose my money. I'd be frustrated. I'd have no stop loss. And then I'd be down 80% in my position. And then I'm helpless. What do I do? What do I do? And, you know, you're making so many mistakes there, right? The biggest one is when you enter a trade, you need to have a stop loss, right? You need to know when your idea will fail. But as a very general rule, if you want to go long, find a strong uptrend, wait for it to dip, all right? A lot of people had asked about Ethereum last time, and I didn't spend a ton of time on Ethereum, so I'll just riff on Ethereum, and then we'll jump in over the chat room and see how everybody is doing. So what do we think here? So, I mean, I kind of drew an inverted head and shoulders, which is a continuation pattern. That's fine. I was just you visually potentially doing that. To put it in context, Ethereum, right? Again, we want to step out and look at the trend. The weekly trend is nice. This is a nice looking weekly chart. This is a patience play, obviously, because there's been, you have a very nice bounce all the way up to 4K and then drop back to the MA200. And that held, pushed higher. So you have a very clear local. When I say local, it means in the immediate, in the recent candle history. This isn't my term. I'm not making up these terms. I'm teaching you. Professional TA, academic TA, local range peak. It's got a very well-defined local overhead level. You can use that as a pivot or a long trigger. And you have rising demand structure. You have price near high time frame range peaks. So this construction, the structure of this chart's pretty good on the weekly time frame. We go to the daily time frame, it's reflecting more consolidation. MA200 is kind of rolling over. It's not dropping. Now it's going sideways. It's a flat consolidation-like type look. And you can see maybe like an inverted head and shoulders. Normally this would come after a move down. You don't really need to label this. Calling it inverted head and shoulders doesn't do anything because you've got this level anyway. You can just watch that for a trigger. But potentially here, kind of important level for momentum. Okay, you've marked that. Now we kind of zoom in and we see, look, price is chopping around, not holding these levels. There's not a lot of local momentum here in Ethereum. And that's reflected in the weakness versus Bitcoin, the Ethereum BTC pair. And so it's kind of, but this has been the case. It's been the case in every Bitcoin Live update for the last 6 months. Been all of my YouTube updates. It's been the case where Ethereum is a decent chart in and of itself, but it's been underperforming to Bitcoin, right? So that's my read on that. Let's take a look at the chat room. We had a lot of chat messages. It's just me. And folks, by the way, thank you for hanging out and showing up. Appreciate that. I generally read the comments after the video because I want to see what everyone has to say. It's hard for me to get to it during the video. It's just me. And these are quick updates, 14, 15 minutes. I do the full market analysis at Bitcoin Live. If that's what you're looking for. So Captain, Marius, Powell, Matt, Martwan, good to see you guys. All these names I reckon. Peter, Raymond, Dave, Agnes, and a lot of people. Michael, a lot of people. Indie Rock, good to see you folks. I'm drinking my coffee. Hopefully everybody is doing well. When you hear my voice, hopefully you're doing well. Let's read here. Cheds, you have taught me to be more patient. Thank you. Man, thank you, Matt. When I started trading, There's some people who really helped me out a lot. So I've always tried to pay that forward, and to give back. And honestly, it's not completely selfless because when I teach, I get better. And the only way to get better at anything is to teach it. So this is why I keep doing. Major says, I finally caught your live stream. How much of a trading portfolio do you risk per trade? It's a great question. So first of all, I would say I'm not a financial analyst. I'm a pure price trend guy, and I teach trading psychology and risk management from a trading standpoint. This has a lot to do with your risk threshold, but I would say generally it should be very small, maybe 2 or 3%, a very small amount, because you should also allow yourself the ability to increase your position if your trade idea is confirmed. You want to be scaling in and out of your positions rather than firing, the whole, the bullet all at once, so to speak. So smaller positions are better. They're easier to manage. And you're going to get unlucky. You're going to make mistakes. So I am a grinder. I've always been a grinder. I like smaller positions. There are better traders than me everywhere. You can find them anywhere. It's fine. I'm not trying to be the best trader. I'm trying to be my best trader. For me, I like smaller positions. It works for me. I'm a grinder. I've always been that way. At poker, at trading, everything. So Martwan, what's your thoughts on Elliot wave theory? It doesn't really do anything for me, honestly. And I've studied it with CMT. I had to learn some basics for CMT. Some of my colleagues are heavy Elliott wave traders, especially Dean. See the light, and Dean's like a master, and these are all masters. This is the best team in the world that studies crypto. But Dean's like a super Elliott wave guy, and he's great, and I'm not going to question him. But I don't use Elliott waves. I don't like any system, and just philosophically that thinks, well, okay, it's a 1, 2, then it should be a 3, 4, 5, and then therefore that projects out, ending diagonal, and it's a fifth wave or a fourth wave, and I generally don't like anything that predicts out too much. And you know me, I stay nose to the price, nose to the ground. I follow the price level to level, and it's just not my style. And I think I have a pretty good track record, honestly, throughout the years. And you can be your own judge. That's fine. But I've got my method. Candlesticks in classical charting, I don't need Elliott wave theory. So do you drink your coffee black? Absolutely, I drink my coffee black in the morning, for sure. I'm kind of, intermittent fasting. Indie Rock Crypto. Matt says, you're an excellent teacher. Thanks, Matt. Appreciate you, brother. Maybe we'll try to do a couple requests. Hello from Ireland. What's up, Dave? Denmark, Slovenian. I love this. I love that I can just hang out with you folks. So thank you so much. Matt, longer term question. Mentioned 20. Yeah, potential target. Yeah. The cup and handle break it on the weekly with a logarithmic target takes you to right around 250K 2026. And that's still going to be my base case for Bitcoin. I think we're going to grind our way up into probably the mid 200Ks in 2026. And look, that may sound stupid in a couple years. Maybe it's way lower, who knows? And I'll adjust. Like, I've made calls, some are great, some are not. But that's kind of my base case, and I'm starting with that, and we'll go from there. XLM, I want to do a couple requests, then we'll wrap it up. These are really short updates. I could just talk for an hour, but I like to preserve the value of Bitcoin Live. And so I've actually scaled back YouTube to 3 days a week. So when I do my Bitcoin Live report on Sunday night, then I can kind of let it marinate Monday. Same for Wednesday and Thursday. I just felt like I was doing too much YouTube, but I still want to be really active here. I want to do a lot of free content, and so you'll definitely still hear me here 3 days a week. But these are quick reports, enough talking. Here's XLM. It looks pretty good. And I identified this as a level you want to see on, hold locally here. You have essentially like a 2-level filter happening where you have the advance, you have the consolidation, you're kind of marking up the consolidation for continuation, and you have descending trend line break. You have some lower high breaks in play, and so you'd really ideally start to hold here and stair step. Generally, it is a bullish chart. I would definitely rather be at a bull than a bear. It may need to consolidate and chop around in this channel for a while, but the price action for sure does favor, in my view, bullish continuation. Sure, I'll look at a random one, Arrow. I don't know that I think it's on Coinbase. I don't necessarily look at that one that much. What do we think about Arrow? Yikes. Look at that, huh? What do we think? It's not great. I mean, it's not great. It's not terrible though. Let's go here to the weekly chart. Given up quite a bit. I would say if you are a bull, you're kind of at that last level where it has to hold. If you are a bull and it can't hold like a dollar, ish dollar range, you really should rethink your thesis. Any suggestion that this is going to continue, yes, you bounced right into range highs, you rejected, they're fine. But when you drop back to a well-defined range peak, you spend a bunch of time here, call it Adam and Eve, whatever you want, doesn't matter. Price held here in the throwback, price held here in the throwback. You're right back here, it has to hold. So you really want to be careful and manage your risk if the price doesn't hold here. Folks, this is part of the quick market update series on YouTube. I published 3 books. I got a 4th book along the way, Trading Journal. My books are mostly free. You can get them on Amazon, but I have them mostly free here on YouTube and Twitter and all that good stuff. If you're just starting learning to trade, you really need to watch the Masterclass tutorial playlist. I made it for you. You're going to love it. I teach professional technical analysis, Japanese candlestick theory, and classical charting. I've got a great long-form interview series. I've actually booked a couple interviews. I won't announce the names yet, but they're really high-quality people. I'm excited about it. So I'm going to do that in the next 3 to 6 months. I'll do a couple more interviews. Check that out. If you're looking for a long form, if you're left wanting more from me today, I do a twice a week full market update, Bitcoin Live, 7 years. I haven't missed a report in like over 6 years. So I'm super proud of that. Best team in the world that studies crypto. But hey, you can just hang out, check me out on Twitter. Leave a comment in the video. Please subscribe and let me know how you're doing. And thank you, folks. I appreciate you. Thank you for hanging out with me, for coming in each time, showing up in these video updates. I really appreciate that. And, we'll talk again soon, all right? Be well. Have a great day. Big Cheds out. Take care, everybody. Thank you so much.